Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Cologne podcast,
where two best friends give their uneducated opinion on the world of fragrances. I'm Myke.
And I'm Ryan. And today we're going to be reviewing Dior Fahrenheit.
Ooh. Rockin' Roy says, it doesn't smell like grass, but the lawnmower that cuts it. Gasoline-covered greens with leather. It's very pungent and lasts a while. Not for the faint of heart. Thank you, Rockin' Roy. Be sure to stay tuned if you want to hear if Rockin' Roy's right or wrong about Dior Fahrenheit. But first, let's get into our one-night stand review of Nishane's Wulong Cha.
Yeah. One night stand review.
Well, Myke, after extensively laying in the bed
I've spent,
next to it,
many a nights with Mr. Wulong Cha. I love it.
I have to say, I was pretty impressed with it, and it was on my skin at least. It was on there for a pretty good bit. I'm not going to tell people like it's a 10-hour beast mode stuff, but
some of these fragrances don't have to be.
Yeah, they don't.
Especially a summer fragrance. Now, it's hard to like really tell indoors what it's doing.
Yeah.
But when you're outside and you have a fragrance, it's kicking out more anyways. Yeah. Especially if you're like your body's getting hotter. So I get pretty good performance out of it. I mean, it's one of my favorite fragrances. I am literally saving up the dollar bills right now to buy a retail bottle of it.
I love that tea note in it. I didn't think that'd be something that would jive well with me, but that jived pretty well.
He was jiving. I took my 15 ml sample that I got from myfragrancesamples.com.
Yeah.
And I went ahead and just sprayed me down with it. And that cool, refreshing citrus and tea note covered my body and made me smell good all night long. I think it's a buy, at least for me.
I said it was a buy the other day, and I still say it's a buy with obviously the caveat of it's expensive, so I think people should always sample something that's that expensive.
Yeah, it's like $150 for a 50 mil and probably close to double that for 100 mil. I mean, it's nice, but it's definitely a unique smell.
Yeah.
Where we love that, you may hate it. So definitely go to myfragrancesamples.com and get you a sample of it.
Yes.
Also, just to kick back a little bit of thank you for myfragrancesamples.com, which, by the way, guys, we've always paid out of pocket. We've never been endorsed by Mark or myfragrancesamples.com, but we do want to give a shout out because he did buy 10 coffees for us, Ryan. That's $50.
Yeah.
That's very generous. Mark, if you're listening to this episode, we greatly appreciate that generosity, and we love the service that you provide. We're constantly recommending it to the listeners because you do a great job.
Yeah.
And the little surprise samples, like Wulong Cha, remember that I got Nishane's Hachivat, and he sent this as a free random sample.
Yeah.
And I loved it so much, I ended up going back buying 30 mil of it from him. So, Mark, we appreciate you. And thank you so much for the coffees and for listening.
Yes. And if you guys are enjoying the show as well, and you want to be able to show your support, make sure to check us out over at buymeacoffee.com/Cologne podcast. Hit us up.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. And also, if you have a suggestion for a fragrance that you want to hear us do, be sure to email us, thecolognepodcast@gmail.com, and we'll get one. I'll type in myfragrancesamples.com. I will find that sample, purchase it with the $50 that Mark just gave us.
I feel like I'm that guy that always sipped the cup of coffee behind Tom Green on his show.
Oh, yeah.
I just enjoy laughing at whatever you come up with. I'm like just the laugh filler over here.
Yeah, like a blonde flat top or something. Yeah, I forget that guy's name, but he seemed pretty cool. Okay.
Oh, he was great.
You know what else is great? Actually getting to our scent of the day. Dior Fahrenheit.
Yes. Let's spray it up.
There you go, Ryan.
Oh, big boy. Because when we were looking it up, I was like, when did this come out? And you're like, man, I don't know. And I was like, man, 1988. You're like, can't believe it was that long ago.
Yeah.
Let's see if it has that 88 vibe on it.
It doesn't.
Wow.
I mean, they should have named it Diesel. Well, I mean, it smells like gasoline.
Man, that is so cool.
Diesel by Dior. Yeah, I think Diesel would have been a cool name for it.
Wasn't there a fragrance called Diesel, though?
Probably.
I really think there was. Or at least I might be thinking like Diesel jeans or something. Dude, that is crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, I can describe this perfectly.
Great. I can't wait. Go for it, please.
As a former employee for automotive parts distribution, I can 100% affirm anybody. Okay, let me paint a picture.
Oh, here we go.
This is the guy. He comes in. He's got a 4-barrel carburetor, and he slams it on the table, and he says it's on an 88 Chevy.
Yeah, it's still got the rags stuck in the holes.
Yeah, the old red shop rags.
Yeah.
It's not as burning, pungent kind of smell.
Right.
But it does have I have a feeling Sarah would love this shit because my wife loves anytime I smell like I've worked in my life. And I used to work outside all the time. She just loves that smell. But this has that you just worked on a car smell.
Yeah.
And it smells, meaning probably the same. Because I know you kind of have a history with cars and I have a history with auto parts. So it's like, man, this brings back memories. That smells good to me.
You know what it reminds me of? Remember that day that you had the Santal 33 sample?
Yes.
And I was like, man, you're going to hate me, but I'm really interested in this. Can I just go ham on it?
Yeah.
And I sprayed myself down pretty good. Pretty much milked the sample down.
Yeah.
Then I immediately went home to mow the lawn. And my gas can had a crack right where actually it's your dad's gas can. I guess it got hot and like cracked around where the base screws into it, the little thing that comes out. And as I was pouring it, it was dumping all over my leg. And all day I just smelled like gasoline.
Man.
But I guarantee you right now, gasoline is cheaper than Dior Fahrenheit. At $2.90 a gallon.
It almost this is going to be a crazy description. It almost has a smell of walking into a freshly built house and they're like laying the drywall and maybe there's some paint in the rooms and stuff.
I can kind of vibe that.
This is the craziest thing I have smelled in a long time. I'm kind of glad that I didn't go with temptation to try to smell it before this.
Yeah, Ryan's doing this thing now where every time we get a sample in, he just wants to smell them all. I'm like, save it for the podcast, you asshole.
I'm like religiously wanting to smell.
Yeah. I see him over there peeking into the random sample bag, and I was like, I promised the listeners that these would be untouched by the human hand.
And I'm like, just this one.
I gotta smell. Come on, just this one. It's like an Oreo, like 8 later, you're like, oh my God, I should put these down.
Yeah. Man, I can see this probably not being a crowd favorite.
Yeah. Yeah, not at all.
But I'm going to tell you right now, I love this. This is crazy to me. This is an amazing smell.
Man, this really goes back. And I had said in a previous episode, my mom and dad were both mechanics.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't learn a lick of sense from them when it came to working on cars.
You are the manliest person I know, Myke.
Yeah. I'm waiting for your nose to grow. This is a specialty scent, and it blows my mind because it's a designer fragrance.
Yeah.
But it feels like another one of these ombre leather, Tuscan leather type situations where it is super masculine. And I'd guarantee that if you're in a relationship and you know that person really loves the smell of, you have a girlfriend, she's like, yeah, I just love the smell of gasoline. Reminds me of my dad. I grew up.
He was an arsonist.
Yeah. Exactly. I was going to say automotive mechanic, but hey, AA. But yeah, then I think this is one you kind of pull out and throw a little scent memory there.
Yeah, man.
Before long, she'll be calling you daddy.
I'm seriously at a loss of words because this is really a badass smell to me. And it does feel like the person that needs to wear, who wears this cologne? Who's really throwing this on?
I don't know. I think it has multiple applications. One is like the one I just said.
Yeah.
Another one is if you're an older, distinguished man and you want to wear this out as a date, dressed up fragrance. I think if you put this on with t-shirt and jeans, it's going to smell like, you broke down on the way to wherever you were headed.
Yeah, I would say, God, man, I feel like, I doubt we have these type of listeners, but motorcycle crew or something.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Somebody like driving around, got a leather jacket on or something like this is
if you're wearing the cut like Deacon St. John.
Yeah, from Days Gone.
That's right. Yeah. Throw on some Dior Fahrenheit.
I'm going to try to pull this thing off, man.
You think?
Dude, I'm going to try it, dude.
You know what? I could see you wearing this. I could.
Because I'm dumpy enough? What?
No. I think you got that look. You're always wearing a baseball cap. You got the beard going on. That works. I can see that.
Totally aloof. Don't have anything going on in your life.
Yeah.
Totally fits you, Ryan.
Listening to TLC. Taba's Left Eye Chili. Like, here's the deal. Let's get into it, Ryan. Skip it.
Sample it.
Buy it.
I'm personally wanting to get a bottle of this.
Really?
I can tell you unequivocally right now, yes. This definitely, though, even though what is the price on this thing?
Check Fragrance Snack, because here's what I would say. If you're listening, please don't pay full retail for this.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't pay full retail.
Because at $100, it is way less wearable than Tom Ford's ombre leather.
Yeah, for sure. And that one's still kind of a hit or miss with people.
Yeah. You got to play to your audience a little bit on this one. But I would say if you were spending the money, I would lean harder towards ombre leather because it's going to be more accepted than Dior Fahrenheit. If you can get a good deal on this at a discounter, it might be worth to have, if nothing more than just show your friends, hey, check out this. It smells like gasoline.
Yeah. 100 ml, $77 on fragrancenet.com.
Okay.
That's not too bad.
I don't even think I'd need 100 ml of it.
Yeah, if you want to get 50 ml, that's what I'm saying. It's like, might as well pay the 77, but 50 ml, $60.
$60.
So for $17 more, just go ahead and double it up.
Yeah.
This would last you a long time, though.
I've got a 5 ml sample. That's probably going to last me a year.
Yeah, that'll last you a while. And I like the bottle design. That thing looks cool, man.
It does. If you're out there collecting fragrances and you're already a few bottles deep, go ahead. And it's one of these kind of tricky fragrances that if you're showing off your collection, you can go, hey, check this out.
Yeah.
I have enjoyed more getting these small 5 ml decants and experiencing them. I don't think... And we may fast forward a year from now and, I've got 500 bottles or something. I just don't see myself as the guy amassing a giant collection of fragrances.
The only way I could see that happening, it would be like both of us if we were collecting something for just this podcast. But even then, we're getting more samples than we are buying something.
Yeah. In my mind, if $100 hits my hand, I'm more likely to go... I'm going to go get 8 samples from myfragrancesamples.com than I would be to spend it on one designer fragrance even.
Yeah.
Or like the cheaper end of the niche fragrances like Mancera or something like that. I would still go, man, I'd much rather have 8 to 10 5 ml samples that I can wear a bunch of different fragrances and experience them multiple times. And then out of those, if I find one that I really love, then I'm saving up for it.
Really, there's probably just a handful on my wish list of just, I want to have them and then I'll have them and I'll make them last.
Right.
So yeah, I'm the same way. There's no need for me to have this huge collection of something. Wouldn't make sense. I would just hate for something to sit there not getting used.
Yeah.
I keep mentioning on every episode, we hadn't done one on it yet, but like the original Giorgio Beverly Hills, which I like, it still doesn't get enough use from me. And that was only $20.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, I hate that I wasted just on that.
It's almost makes you feel pressured to wear certain things too, just because you have it, just because you spent money. And maybe that's because of where we are economically. And we're like, we need to see the value in everything. And if you're listening, I think there's a place for people who collect fragrances to listen to us. But I think the wider majority of people that are listening to us are probably in the vein like we are, where we love and appreciate fragrances, but we are looking for the greatest value for the experience. So
for sure,
let us know. Shoot us an email, thecolognepodcast@gmail.com. Let us know where you're at on your fragrance journey. Are you a collector, or are you specifically trying out and sampling different fragrances to find the one? And I don't mean Dolce & Gabbana's the one intense, because we know it's not. But are you out there looking for your signature scent? And once you get it, you're like, if I'm going to drop $150, it's going to be on this one because I want to have some in the reserve. Or are you collecting? We want to know. And if you got a badass collection, we want to see it. Send us a picture.
That's actually not a bad idea. Yeah, if you have a pretty decent collection, send us a little picture of it. We'll put it up on our Instagram or Twitter.
Yeah, or just tell us your favorite of the bunch.
Yeah, that too.
We'd love to share. Okay, Ryan, are we going to the board for the next episode? I already know what it is because it's here in the studio.
What's that?
Greenlee.
Oh, yeah, that's
Parfums
right.
de Marly.
Yes, and I'm excited about that one for many good reasons, too.
Yeah, this is, again, I've been on this hunt for the summer fragrance, and I found a few now. And that's good, because I want a rotation.
Yeah.
But this is one that I have a sample of, and I've got to wear a couple of times, and we've got a couple stories about it. So be sure to stay tuned. And tomorrow, we'll handle Greenly by Parfums de Marly.
All right, folks, that's today's episode. We really do appreciate you guys. Once again, thank you, Mark, for your generosity. I mean, we really do appreciate it. And to everybody else as well. This has meant a lot to us. I really don't think people can fathom how much we've really enjoyed it. Myke will be talking to me, and he's like, oh my God. He's like, you're not going to believe this.
Yeah, every time we've had a friend of the podcast go on and comment on multiple videos to try to help the algorithm pick up our stuff and push it forward so other people can hear about it. Doing stuff like that, we greatly appreciate that.
Seriously.
That we're human, okay?
Yeah.
We're two people, and when you guys do something like that, it really impacts us. It means a lot to us, and we are honored that you even care about what we're doing.
Yeah.
And that's a greater push for us to continue to put out content that's valuable to you. Thank you guys for all your support and encouragement, and we're continuing. We've got a laundry list of different fragrances we're going to touch. We've already got a ton come in from myfragrancesamples.com, and we're going to keep churning out these episodes. If you like it, be sure to let us know and continue to encourage us, because we're going to continue to pump them out.
There you go. Until then,
Spray it up, y'all.